Hi, welcome into this GoKapital business line of credit review. I'm going to be uncovering all you need to know about this program. Is it worth your time, legitimate, pros and cons, alternatives, and so much more so you can finally move forward in your business with the funding you deserve and be able to power your whole business forward. But before I get started, if this is the first time you're watching me, my name is Michael from Viral Funding Solutions, and I come out with videos like this on all business lines of credit, small business loans, merchant cash advances that are a hybrid, as well as so much more and opportunities for you to take advantage of. So if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so and click that bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos I come out with on all. Now, what we're looking at specifically within this program is the business line of credit, but you should also know that they offer a lot more variety in cash advance and loans. So you can see the MCA, the merchant cash advance, they have the LOC for the line of credit, the startup business loans, the small business loans, personal loans, unsecured business term loans, equipment financing and leasing, and then SBA loans, as well as they have resources like the business loan calculators, qualification criteria, and a pre-qualification tool that will help you be more knowledgeable before you walk in and you start an application, so you have more confidence and certainty walking into one. And, I know the feeling of being denied time and time again or not getting the right type of funding. You try to go to a bank, you get declined. You can't reach deeper into your savings, can't do that at all. And you can't turn to your friends and family for help anymore. And, there are all these options you're being thrown on your way. And you're like, which one's best for me? Is it the credit, cash advance, a credit card, the personal loan, the line of credit, the unsecured business term loan? Which one is it? One other thing too, they have real estate financing, just so you know. But these videos specifically, if you want to learn more about the whole program, then that'll be down below in the description. It'll make sure you learn more about GoKapital with real estate financing and all small business loans and everything else. Now, and SBA included, they have that. So easy online application, fill out their online application form and we'll have an answer for you in 24 hours or less. Step 2, you receive your offer, define what you're agreeing to, such as the rates, terms, etc. Step 3, you accept your loan. You'll only pay for the funds that you use. The business lines of credit that are made easy. Now, I know they didn't say this from the very beginning. What is a business line of credit? Now, this is basically where you are, let's say, this program that has a loan amount from 20K to 250K is the max you can get approved for, and that they're willing to give out. And what happens is, let's say you get approved for 100,000 and you don't want to get a lump sum. You're like, well, I don't want to pay this all back, usually short term. There are long-term ones depending on if you meet those qualifications. But you're like, well, I only get 8 months to pay it all back and I get a lump sum. Well, I actually would rather get installments where, let's say, I have cash flow problems or I'm trying to prepare for that, emergency funds, some type of repairs, a seasonal thing where you only want to withdraw out of that 100,000. You're like, only want to withdraw 10,000 in March. And so you only pay the interest on that 10,000. Once you finish paying that off, it goes back in the total 100K that you started with. And there's always an increase you can add. And again, there's always capacities to these limits. So the maximum of 250,000 with 100,000, if you wanted an increase, these things are on the table for you to look at for just about all types of credit line programs. And it's a great way also to help build your business credit because when we're looking at what type of a credit score, FICO, for this one, minimum credit score, it's at 630. We're like, well, we also want to see things like how's business credit going. We want to know the credit worthiness. We want to know that you're making payments on time. The utilization rate, that's very high of an importance thing that we look at. 30% or less utilization rates. How long are you extending that debt? The debt to income ratio. You maybe have a $3,000 credit card payment that you haven't paid as soon as possible, and it's being extended. Maybe it's overdraft or you're going over that time. We look at these things, and if you want to learn how to build better business credit, I have videos on that down below in the description, as well as some training so you can pick up that I've been able to use to also build my business credit and my businesses and be able to do this effectively, efficiently, in less time. So that'll be down there below in the description. So that's what it is. You get this revolving line of credit you can use, withdraw, and add, and you only get tacked on interest on what you take out. So 20K to 250K terms, 6 to 12 months, very standard is what you're going to see, more of a short-term solution. There are some ones that go long-term, but just keep in mind that they may be more specialized for a specific type of industry or a little bit more of them. And the qualifications may just be a little bit higher, and they might not even be worth your time going through that because of the interests and so forth. So keep that into an account. A lot of the times people need less than what they think they need, and you can keep adding more on top of it as time goes on. But if you're in that position to say, I want more than 250,000, I've done a review. Actually, several. I released a video not too long ago about the 7+ best business lines of credit that I've linked it down below, where you can get up more than 250,000. But again, just know those qualifications and if it's best for you. But GoKapital is a great one to come to. Pay only for the money that you use. Fast and easy online application. 24-hour approval and 1 to 3 days of funding. They lend in 50 states, in all 50 states, and in Canada. So that's an advantage over a lot of other business lines of credit. They have the flexibility to go a little bit outside of just all the 50 states. They go into Canada as well to be able to help you. Early payment discounts, you can save on interest when it comes to that. So that's a very great thing to do. And I know, especially in the real estate financing world, that I've helped a lot of people get in fix and flip, hard money, those types of bridge loans. When you're doing like the 6 to 24 month interest only, you want to get that out of the way as fast as possible and not go over and extend it. So those types of things are very important. And then you get interest rates from 3% to 18%. So it's one of those industries that it's one of those companies, I should say, that's lesser on the minimum on the interest rates. You're going to see other ones that are like 4, 6, a little bit higher there, but a little close, 24% plus at a high and even more. But again, don't always expect it to be the lesser amount to get an interest rate. The thing is, we look at things like payment history, the credit worthiness, the revenue. We look at all these different factors, time in business, to make sure that we can get you the best interest rate. If it's more, that's fine, but just think about it. Does the benefit exceed the repayment? If it does, it makes sense. You're going to increase your bottom line. You're going to help you're going to get some cash reserve, and you're going to use it for great purposes. So what is a business line of credit? And then the application of this will be down below. It'll look like this more or less. You can check it out to get started with your application process, and I will help you along the way, as well as our underwriting team and our lenders. So how do you get one? You can apply for a line of credit with the traditional bank. You have to fill out extensive paperwork to prove that you have a steady cash flow. And that's very important. They're looking at credit card deposit, all these credit card transactions, cash flow, revenue, what they do with like SBA type of loans as well. They ask for taxes so they can verify all this type of stuff. Even after submitting all that paperwork, there isn't a guarantee that your loan will be approved. And if you know it's a faulty, a fraudulent looking one, and it's not worth your time doing it. Online lenders such as GoKapital, on the other hand, have looser qualifications than the banks. To obtain an unsecured line of credit, all you need is at least 1 year in business and 20,000 or more in monthly revenue. After reviewing this application of yours and business revenue within 24 hours or less, you will know if you have been approved. You should also get an offer that will break down your rates and loan terms. If you get approved for a line of credit, but you don't need to withdraw any funds yet, don't worry. You'll only pay interest on the money that you use, as I said earlier. If you don't use any funds, you won't pay anything back. As I said, time in business, 1 year minimum, monthly revenue of 20,000 on average, business bank statements of 6 months, overdrafts less than 5 negative days per month, minimum credit score of a 630. So, hey, is this more or less than what you'll see out there? There are other companies, like I said, and I've done reviews. I'll leave 4 down below so you can weigh your options and shop around if that's what you're still doing, and see that there are some that may require just 6 months in business, 10,000 per month, maybe less bank statements, but more about the same thing. Minimum credit score, maybe less, 600 or around that range, but you can see what you will get here. And it's not always necessary that to be low is best. If it's a little bit higher, it just means we work with the higher standard and that type of a client that can get approved for more, right? If you meet these requirements, you can get approved for more. You know that because you're meeting them, and we have these types of standards again. The application process, you fill out the online application and tell us about your business. We review your business revenue and documentation. If your application gets it approved, the funds are deposited into your account within 1 to 3 days. How business lines of credit work, and then the small lines of credit versus a term loan. With the LOC, you can withdraw as much as you would like with what you get approved. With a business term loan or in a cash advance situation, you get a lump sum. And if that's something you are interested in getting, then I recommend you go through GoKapital. They also have merchant cash advances. If you want to do that, they have unsecured business term loans that are a little bit longer, but you have to go through those qualifications. And I won't talk about it in this video. I'll leave a separate one down below in the description. But a great alternative where you can get a cash advance that doesn't operate like a traditional merchant cash advance, that takes a future percentage of your credit card receivables, is a company here like David Allen Capital Inc. We can get up to 2 million incredibly fast, and even up to 25,000 same day instant approval through their Bank Breezy program. Highly recommend you go through them. And what can you get approved for? It depends on, again, what you're doing and your credit profile, and some personal information helps drive all that business information. And does the payment, does what you're getting funding exceed the repayment? And if it does, it makes sense to get approved for it. If it doesn't, you don't go along with it. I still have a lot of people to this day contacting me and being like, well, you're telling me to repay 2,000, 4,000, 6,000, 8,000, whatever that amount is. The thing is, if it's going to hurt you instead of helping you, then it doesn't make sense. Then it may be that you'll need a business line of credit. Could perhaps be that you will need one of those, because you may get approved for the same amount. You do 5,000 per month, you may get approved for 2,500, up to 75% or whatever it comes out to be when we do the 5,000 up to 75% of that. Just to show you here, let's go over here. So it's a 3,750, and that's what you can get approved for, more or less, if it can be a business line of credit, but at least you're withdrawing a little bit as you go. And that might be an alternative. Breezy online process, and then simple and fair, get more when needed, and so forth. If you need more than 25K, we have that service. If you meet those qualifications, you can get it. So that's on the table as well. That information, video and content down below in the description. Make sure you view that. And then if you're somebody who's also looking for an SBA loan type of situation, I have content on that. Make sure to review it down below again, and so forth. So how to qualify and all these different things, just questions. And then there's a video there. Very helpful company to apply with funding for not only a business line of credit, but in many more circumstances. And there's going to be a little button there. But again, that loan application that looks like this more or less will be there. And if you haven't picked up my free 6-step pre-approval lending checklist to show you what you must know in those 6 steps to get pre-approved, and then when you walk in an application, you know with 110% confidence and certainty you will be approved without wasting time, days, months, weeks, and even years of having to sift through online information and coming from people to people trying to figure out what is best and what is legitimate and what to stay away from. This will help save you a lot of time and energy with all of that. So make sure to look for that down below in the description. And for all other content, it'll be down there, all small business loans and so forth. And the whole GoKapital program video will be there too. The real estate financing side, the SBA side, the other parts of it, and so forth, and my other recommendations as well. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, please leave them for me down below. You know how to get a hold of me. Also in the description, email and things like that will be there, social media handles. And if you haven't subscribed, please go ahead and do so. Click the bell notification icon so you don't miss any future videos I come out with. Okay, thank you.